So being authentic, I would say authenticity has been the biggest lesson, the biggest teacher for me. And that's been in my personal life with my health and kind of my friends and family. And also it's really shown in the business side of things because it's the story that people connect with.
Hi, and welcome back to the Kelly Lundberg podcast. I'm your host, business mentor, and personal brand and style expert on a personal mission to inspire at least 5 people daily to take action, do something different, and show up as the best person that they aspire to be. Keep all your messages coming. If you're one of my 5 a day, thank you so much. Do you have someone that you would love to be featured or you think would make a great guest? Come and let me know, Kelly Lundberg Official. And if you love this episode, then leave a review. It means so much, not to just me, but to the guests with their new businesses as well. So today's guest is Lily Earle, who I met just recently at her launch of CELLRETURN in the UAE. Unlike other LED masks, CELLRETURN uses an incredibly powerful yet gentle NASA-derived LED and NIR technology, which would be near-infrared technology. She shares her personal journey through health challenges. That's actually how she discovered this technology from South Korea and how it has the most amazing results that you can actually achieve in the matter of days. I am yet to try this and I can't wait, as I've been a fan of LED masks for a few years now, but this is next level. So enjoy the journey and let me know what you think. Welcome to the show, Lily. It's great to have you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Kelly. I'm really excited to be on your show.
How was your trip to Dubai? I met you just last week. Did you have fun?
Yeah, just last week. We had so much fun and it was an absolute whirlwind. I'm sure you know, as working in business and stuff, we were launching our products and we were launching CELLRETURN in a new territory. And so, back-to-back meetings and getting everything sorted. And it's been like 6 months of hard graft and hard slog in the run-up to that event that you attended. And it was just so wonderful to see it kind of launched and going out there. Really fantastic.
And I guess to see people touch and feel the product. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pass it back to you for those that don't know the backstory or haven't read the intro that I've shared. Why don't you give everyone a little bit of knowledge as to what you're doing right now?
Sure, absolutely. So I am working in the health and beauty tech space. It started in beauty tech. We use LED and near-infrared devices for cell regeneration. So our primary products are an LED and near-infrared face mask and a helmet that prevents and helps treat hair loss and hair thinning. We work with a company called CELLRETURN, who are based in South Korea, and they use technology that was actually pioneered by NASA, but for growing plants in space, and then saw that this regenerated cells. So they said, okay, what could this do to the human body? And then applied it to these devices. So we are now market leaders across the world in at-home LED devices with the most powerful face mask in the world currently. And we launched in the UK during the pandemic in September 2020. And then that was a brilliant success. Again, another absolute whirlwind. And so we've decided to just launch in the UAE, and we had our event in Dubai last week. Well, last week as of recording, not last week.
That's right. This is going, I mean, the mask, shall we say, or helmet. It's quite a piece. And I have to say, for those that have followed me for a while know that I absolutely love skincare, love trying out. So when this invitation came up, 1, to come on podcast, and 2, to come and see what it was all about. There's no denying that in South Korea, their skin, is it the water that they bathe in? It's just the products that they use. Their skin is amazing.
Absolutely. And their technology and their products, they're just kind of light years ahead.
Next level. I heard the story as to how you got into this, but I think it's really interesting. So how did you get into LED and near-infrared face masks during the pandemic? I mean, I say face masks because it's not like it's face mask of the next level,
Yes,
Yeah. How did you get into the that sort of space?
Yeah, so I have an autoimmune condition which causes chronic pain and chronic migraines. So I have a lot of pain in my head and face area. And I was at the end of 2018, beginning of 2019, I was signed off work and eventually became pretty much bedbound for most of the year. And I was really, really poorly. And so it's one thing that took an absolute, that you could really see that I was sick on my skin. And obviously, I don't know if you know, but I come from a background in beauty. My mum works in beauty and wellbeing. And so it's something that really kind of affected me. And also that I was also looking into near infrared for pain relief. And because near infrared and far infrared has healing and anti-inflammatory and pain relieving properties by blocking certain messenger chemicals in the body. So I was looking into near infrared for pain relief and complaining to my friend and co-founder, Amanda, about the state that my skin was in, because it was just grey and I was just, my face was like sallow and sunken, and because I'd been in bed for the best part of a year, and then the lockdown came, so kind of no access to facials or anything that might help improve that.
Yeah.
And she'd seen the face mask, or helmet, as you say, on a South Korean drama, so a K-drama on Netflix called The King, Monarch Eternal. And she was like, well, why don't you try? And she'd looked into it. She works in aesthetics. That's her background. She's a doctor. And so she said, why don't you look into this? Because then you'd be killing two birds with one stone. Potentially it will really help your skin. And if it's got near infrared in it, it could help your pain levels. So that's what we did. We shipped one over and I loved it. Amanda loved it. And then we took it to my mum, who is a bit of a kind of titan in the beauty industry.
You might need to elaborate on that, because I know the background. So for those that don't know, Lily's mum is Liz Earle.
Yes. My mum is Liz Earle. She founded Liz Earle Naturally Active Skincare in the 90s. It's now part of the Boots Walgreen Alliance, but she built it into one of the largest independent beauty brands before it was sold. And so, I was 2 when they started working on it, and it was set up on my kitchen, our kitchen table and stuff. So I've just been surrounded by it my whole life. Yeah. And also as a fellow woman in business, it's just been the most amazing experience now being an entrepreneur. But of course, now working in a similar industry. So I took all of the research and paper, all the documents and all of the studies that have been done on this and showed it to her. And she says, okay, this looks good. But the claims are massive, kind of sounds too good to be true. I need to try this. So we gave her one to try. And after 2 weeks, she was like, I'm not giving it back. Sorry.
I love that story when you said that. It was so good. Because your mum's products, when I was maybe 18 or 19, my mum took me to Space NK. And that was the first kind of nice facial products that I had got as a teenager, with the cloth and everything like that. So really lovely.
Oh, so nice.
So mum wanted to keep it, and you're thinking, right, there's something in this.
There's really something here. We took a look at the market, because there are quite a few LED devices on the market in the UK, and return, not to kind of brag too much, but it's the most, like I said, it's the most powerful LED face mask in the world. And it's one of the few that incorporates near infrared into it as well. And from a power and efficacy point of view, it just blows the others out of the water. So we're like, okay, there's a gap in the market here for this, because this technology is not available kind of outside of, parts of Southeast Asia. They're distributing it a little bit outside of South Korea, but it was not available kind of in the rest of the world. So we were like, okay, there's potential here, and it's a fantastic product, and it really works. And it's something that I'm passionate about. We call it Beauty 2.0, because obviously, if you know the Liz Earle skincare range and the heritage and the philosophy behind it is all about using the best botanical and natural ingredients to work with your skin. All this is we call it Beauty 2.0, because it's the tech is just getting your skin to do what it would normally do, but better, more effectively, and for longer periods of time. For example, producing collagen beyond, we stop producing collagen after the age of 25. It starts to run down and then completely stops after 30. Whereas using near infrared and red LED, you can get the fibroblasts in your skin to continue producing collagen. So although it sounds very techy and not very natural, there is a real overlap with how the tech works within the body to make it natural. Does that make sense?
100% for me. So the results are like, what's been some of the feedback that people have said to you real time? Like, Mum loved it, but what was the kind of, was it, glowier skin? Was it smoother skin? Like what kind of the real time results?
So real-time results after first use, you should notice a glow in your skin. So, in the first instance, first use. And then you're looking at within kind of a week or two, depending on this, depending on where you're starting at. And also we're talking about the red mode on the mask, which is our most popular one. And that's the one that is going to help produce the collagen, the hyaluronic acid, help smooth the skin, prevent signs of aging, reverse signs of aging. So people are saying that they have better laxity in their skin, it's smoother, it's glowing, it looks younger and healthier. If you've got problems with pigmentation or rosacea, that has been calmed and smoothed out. We also have a blue mode, which is antimicrobial and antibacterial. It specifically targets the bacteria called P. acne, which is where the term acne comes from, because it's the bacteria that causes acne. And it also helps regulate the oil and sebum production in the skin. And so the feedback on that as well has been amazing. My cousin is on blue mode, and she has tried everything, every cream, tablet, everything that any, doctor, dermatologist, anything could give her. And the thing that has made the most difference to her skin has been this mask. And then the smoothing of the skin, not only acne, but then treating and reducing the appearance of her scarring as well, because she's had it for so many years. Wow. And the change in her confidence has just been amazing to see. And so, so that's kind of the real-time feedback, but the smoothing and the glowiness of the skin and the kind of like youthful glow, that's kind of the first thing you'll start to notice.
Ooh, nice.
And then you're having fewer breakouts when you're, around your period, or if you get hormonal spots and things like that. And then you'll start to notice that your lines are smoothing out. Your skin is more elastic. You're maybe feeling a little bit less jowly if your skin is starting to kind of sag as we age because of that lack of collagen production.
I saw that picture in the book. You had the book, and this is where I'm pointing for those that can't see. So I'm pointing at my jowls as I'm 42, and you had this. Was that the red mask?
Yeah, that's the red mode. So that is what causes better laxity in the skin. So as we age, our skin becomes saggy, so it becomes less laxity. and so it starts to sag, and that's why you get jowl again. For people, for those listening who can't see, I'm also kind of pointing to my chin, stroking our jawlines, and that we lose that definition and that sharpness because you've not only got the neck, but you've also got the jowls, going against gravity, or like if you're walking around, or trampolining or whatever, you're going to be pulling that skin downwards. That skin is constantly being pulled downwards, which is why sometimes if you hear people advise, when you're dealing with the skin, if you're cleansing or moisturizing, to always use upward movements to help combat against that. But one of the main things that's going to help combat against that is by improving the structure, the density, the laxity, and the collagen in the skin. And that's what's going to make the reduction to double chins and jowls. And you're right. So we have those, that was after 4 weeks, those before and after pictures, which are on our, but yes, and you saw them in the booklet at the launch.
Yeah. Do you have them on your website if people were going to go and look? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So what's the website details so people can have a little look?
So our website for our UAE website is CELLRETURN, spelled CELL, return, because we're all about rejuvenating the skin cells. So CELLRETURN.ae. And there are before and after pictures in the platinum LED mask section that you can see.
And in the UK, are you .co.uk?
exactly. And it's the same website. You'll just get the different currencies and different shipping timings and stuff like that.
Amazing. So we've got a little bit of a backstory into, I mean, because your skin is beautiful, by the way, really is like so porcelain, and yeah, it's really, really clear. And how often do you use it then?
So I use it every day. I use it as part of my nighttime routine, because one of the other clinches for me is with my illness and the medication I was on, I hadn't slept through the night in 3 years until I tried this. And red light, you know how they say don't look at your phones at night, don't look at screens before going to bed because the blue light messes with your circadian rhythm. Red light does the opposite to blue light. And after 2 days of using the mask, I slept through the night for the first time in 3 years. And so I use the red mode just before going to sleep. I kind of like do breathing exercises, relaxation exercises, maybe some meditation while I have it on. And it's the last thing I do before I go to bed.
And how many times have you just fallen asleep and woken up in the middle of the night going, oh, I still got it on?
I've done a couple of times, or my darling husband Harry has like taken it off me.
Oh, lovely. Now, it's not just the face one is the one that, you know, for me was most interested in. However, you have other products and success in a helmet, if you like, that's for hair loss.
Yes, we have. So our hair alpha ray works by using, again, red LED light, but then it uses 2 different wavelengths of near infrared, which again is completely unique, patented technology. And that means it can actually get down deep into the scalp to where the fibroblasts are and where the follicles are, to reactivate dormant energy and reactivate dormant follicles. Now, the one thing that I will say about this is you have to have hair to grow hair. So if you are completely bald, I'm afraid it's too late. Okay. But if you are thinning, especially, you know, we say the guy, you know, the men, you know, if you're starting to get those little peaks at the front or a little bald, you know, starting to thin on the crown of the head, that's, you know, you want to get in there as early as possible. But even if you still have, you know, a bald spot there, it will help thicken out that density. But also with women, it's been proven on both types, so male and female pattern baldness. Also, women love it for, you know, postpartum hair loss. There's been a big issue in the UK with post-COVID hair loss, which actually I personally had, and then used the hair alpha ray to help with that. And also, we've been hearing so much since being in Dubai about the water and how that affects hair. Yeah, people are really excited about it coming over because it helps the scalp health. And if you have, it's a bit like healthy soil growing healthy trees. You know, if you're going to have really good scalp health, you're going to have then healthier, stronger hair that's able to cope more with the conditions and the water and stuff in Dubai.
Yeah. And then you have another product, which is for, what would you say, the pelvis area, the pelvic area?
Yes, yeah. So we call it our pelvic health product. Yes. Okay. And it comes in pieces. One is like a near infrared and red LED plate that you sit on. So it uses near and far infrared and red LED. And the reason it has far infrared in it is because it can penetrate deeper into the tissue in the body, which is needed for, you know, pelvic health and pelvic rejuvenation. That plate is called the W piece because in South Korea, they refer to your bottom as the W zone because, you know, your butt cheeks make a W shape.
Yeah.
And the kind of front pelvic area is the Y zone again because of the shape of the pelvis and the legs making that kind of Y shape. So you have these 2 pieces. So you can sit on one and then you place the other piece on your kind of abdominal area. And it has had amazing results. It's been gynecologically tested and have all of that research and R&D behind it in South Korea. It's been fantastic across the board for all sorts of things because near and far infrared helps with wound healing and not just like cellular rejuvenation, but actual healing and lowering inflammation and pain levels. So for anyone who's maybe postpartum recovery, post-surgery, any abdominal surgery recover, really sexy terms, voids, fissures, prolapses, anything like that, it can help with. And also period pain. It's an absolute lifesaver for period pain. And I also get IBS as well. And it's just the best thing I've ever tried for my IBS. The Y plate on my abdomen is, again, it's kind of maybe 15 centimeters by 10 centimeters, kind of triangle shape. But you can use it anywhere on your body. So if you've got like sore shoulders or tech neck or anything like that from working on your laptops and stuff with more home working happening, people have found it really useful for that as well.
So a little bit on the business side, because of all of these products I want to have. How did you start promoting? Because it's all good and well having, an amazing product. And you said, the launch went so well. So for someone who's starting with, whatever businesses they have, what was the journey, or what was the success strategy for you for launching in the UK? Let's start with that.
In the UK, yes. So in launching in the UK, it was very much about getting the brand awareness and education out there, because the technology is quite new and it is an investment. We call it the mask a skin investment, because you are investing in your skin. You will need fewer products that you're not going to be paying for. You will be needing fewer treatments and facials and stuff. So if you're paying for that, you will make your money back. Yeah. But it is a significant cost because the technology is so high end. And so there was a big strategy around customer or potential customer education or target audience education about why they might want this, why this technology could work and how it could help them. There was also a strategy around my story with coming from chronic illness and chronic pain. I think as well, COVID and long COVID, there's a lot more interest in that than there kind of previously has been with kind of chronic illness and hidden disabilities. You wouldn't know it looking at me right now as we're talking, but I'm actually disabled. So telling that story behind hidden disabilities and led with this venture, people have found really interesting. And then also there was, of course, the story of kind of like I said, that kind of beauty 2.0, the next generation of kind of Earles, if you like, Lily Earle is whatever, working in the beauty space. Yeah, so that's what we were launching with. Because like you say, it's all very well having an amazing product, but you've got to get the word out there. So we had a PR strategy as well as a kind of as well as the social media and online marketing strategy as well.
Did you use a PR company in the UK to work with?
Yes, we did. Yeah. So we have a brilliant PR agency in the UK who helped us, who we worked with right from the beginning for the launch to get that messaging right and to be targeting the right publications as well. Obviously, with the price point and with maybe some of the demographic who's going to be interested in our products, we were targeting the high tier. One of our first reviews was in British Vogue. So like that was kind of, that's all part of the strategy. Yeah, it was amazing. We definitely celebrated that night.
I bet you did. But I think there's something for those that are listening that's really important about what you actually said in terms of your strategy, which was the personal story. So there was the personal story of the chronic pain that you brought in. There was the story about the connection coming from a family of beauty. That's what people want to read. And that's where there's the relatability. So drawing on that, I'm not surprised that you've had the outstanding coverage that you have, because you've ticked that big box on the personal brand side.
Yes, I've actually just listened to your podcast episode about do you need a personal brand? And I would obviously totally agree with you. Yes, you do.
You've got that story there, Nick. Yeah. Well, then just an interesting point then. Do you have your own website? Your name?
No, I don't. I do it all through Instagram, but it's on my to-do list. And I know you're going to tell me off and say that I need to do it. And I do need to do it. I will do it. I will get my website.
100%. I'll send you details separately. But yeah, even just buy your domain name and have that.
Yeah, I have all my domain names. Yeah.
Okay, good. As long as you've got that, then you're not having to pay someone to get more. So as long as you've got that, it's perfect. That's the start. Yeah. But yeah, loved it that the story and the connection was there, and that was the relatability piece. So then you worked with so then you repeated the strategy here in the UAE. You worked with a PR company here as well. And how did that go? Did you get sales? I mean, how's that started to go for you?
Yeah, so it's starting to go well. At the time of recording, we're just about to have our stock, our main stock land in the UAE.
Okay.
At the moment, shipping from the UK, but with 48-hour shipping. So it's still super speedy for people to get hold of, but we're about to have our main stock in the UAE. We've already started having coverage coming through and follow up things from the event, like this podcast and stuff. And that, again, I think it is a story that has connected with people, and the uniqueness of the product, and the fact that I think what has really struck me is every time I've visited Dubai is just how many people are working and really pushing the agenda of women's health, whether that's, menopausal and pelvic health, or postpartum recovery, or periods, or whatever it might be. So then that's our Wearos, the pelvic health device, or whether it's we're talking about hair loss because of the water, or whatever it might be. We have seen just there's that real conversation happening around women's health at the moment, happening across the UAE. And that's been a delight to be a part of. And that's kind of, that's totally my passion, because that's what our business was born out of. It was born out of my health, as a woman. And women are more likely to have autoimmune conditions. They're more likely to have chronic pain conditions. So I think as well, that story has really resonated with people, because there's so much of it happening in the territory at the moment.
Absolutely. So what's next for you? I mean, not that, when I say what's next, it's like, launching a business in the UK and getting featured in Vogue and launching in the UAE is not enough. But I don't mean it from that, but I'm sure you've got a vision and a strategy going forward. So if you're happy, what's next?
Yes, well, of course. So, we've obviously, we launched in Dubai. We want to be able to spread the word and spread the business across the UAE. And then our next target market is actually, we're going to be launching in Kenya soon, and then into South Africa. So we're really interested in in emerging markets and women's health in emerging markets. So that's kind of our direction at the moment. Those are our next kind of territories to hit.
Very interesting. Rather than, I just actually had another call with another like kind of beauty hair beauty, and she was going, no, my next market is New York, it's the States, that's where I want to be. So
yes, it's because they already have a presence in the States, so like CELLRETURN through the South Korea.
Okay, then that makes sense. Okay, that completely.
Yes, and also the UK. So the UK side of our business as well. We're also going to be expanding into Ireland as well.
Okay, so what's been the biggest lesson in the last couple of years that you've learned in this sort of business journey? If you can wrap up into one, I'm sure there's been lots.
There've been so many. They've been so many. And the biggest lesson I've learned just generally across life is, I think, so I'm 31, and I think we spend a lot of our kind of like teens and early 20s and stuff, like worrying about what people think about us, and like putting on a bit of a show and getting involved in the rat race, and we want to be successful and all of that sort of thing. And I think having to stop at being a very ambitious person and wanting to do that, coming from a family of entrepreneurs, knowing that I always wanted to have my own business, from a kind of toddler, basically. And then all of a sudden having to stop completely and be bedbound, it's really taught me, it's totally removed any sort of kind of pretense masks that, we might wear. Like, you've got your business mask, you might have like your home and mum mask, or, whatever. I had to completely remove all of that, because I didn't have the energy to do it, because I needed to put the energy into my business. So being authentic, I would say authenticity has been the biggest lesson, the biggest teacher for me. And that's been in my personal life with my health and kind of my friends and family. And also it's really shown in the business side of things, because it's the story that people connect with. So I would say, that's completely the biggest lesson.
Oh, thank you so much for your time. And especially that you're on a family holiday and you've taken time out, you're skiing in Austria, and you've taken the time to come and share all the information about, this very cool product, which Sean actually just said that I'll be able to try very shortly. So I'm super excited about it, and tag it in on social and everything. How can people find you, reach out to you on Instagram? I know you've shared your website for the brand. Are you on LinkedIn? Like, what is the other capacities of your sort of space?
So I'm personally on LinkedIn. I'm Lily Earle on LinkedIn. I am at Lily Earle Official on Instagram, and CELLRETURN for the Middle East is at CELLRETURN.me. And then we've also got CELLRETURN UK as well, which has been going a bit longer. So you might want to check out some of the content on there as well.
Thank you so much for all your time. I really, really, really appreciate it, and look forward to seeing the brand and your personal brand grow on this journey. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy this episode? If you did, then please leave a review on Apple Podcasts. This is how more people can hear about the amazing stories and guests that we have on here. Even better, you can also share this on social media, screenshot it and share it on your Instagram or on your Facebook or on your Twitter account. The more people that see these episodes, the more awareness it brings to small businesses and those that are trying to make an impact and difference. And if you want to know more about how you can develop your personal brand, then check out our new website, Brand New Creators, designed by our in-house team. And we are in the business of helping you to increase your online visibility, build industry authority, lead change, motivate and profit. Who doesn't want that? I look forward to speaking to you soon. Until next time, bye.